Good day everyone and welcome back to the YourAverageGamer channel. Today I have an absolutely brilliant video for you coming through using the M13 in Caldera. Quick disclaimer, this video is from before the merge of Battle Royale with the Vanguard Royale, so before health got buffed in regular VR. So the players in this do only have 250 health with no HP and shield, rather than 300 as in change currently. But I will address that when I discuss stats, etc. And today's day one, I think that is going to be like now that health change has come through. So the M13 was one of the first came in the game when Warzone was first used actually. It was quickly picked up similar to the Kilo, as a lot of people's favourite weapon, as it had ridiculously low recoil, high fire rate, low damage, but the low recoil meant you could hit a lot of shots, which was the AR method very early on in Warzone, due to the long-range engagements, particularly in comparison to multiplayer, where you don't really engage anyone outside of maybe 25-30 metres. However, whilst being good, it never really ever hit the top tier of being the meta weapon. Mainly due to the fact that it has very low damage, so it can feel a bit of a pea shooter at times, and like having to hit your opponent 5 times more than they're having to hit you. It's also got a relatively small mag for its damage output, as the maximum mag you can put on it is a 60 round mag, which when you consider the amount of damage that your bullets do, your 60 round mag can actually only realistically take out maybe 2 players and finish them, whereas other guns, when you think back to other meta weapons of the Modern Warfare era, such as the Bruin, the Kilo or the Grau, you could maybe take 3 or 4 before you had to reload. So the M13 never really became the dominant weapon. However, it's a weapon that's been consistently used throughout still, because of that low recoil, like I said. So the damage profile on this weapon, it has a fire rate of 891 rounds per minute, and its base range is up to 34 metres. Within this range, it does 36 damage to the head and 24 damage everywhere else. So you don't have to worry about whether you're hitting extremities like the legs or the arms, or the stomach, say, compared to chest, because all of this does exactly the same damage, except for the headshot, with which you get 36 damage instead of 24. Outside of that initial damage range of 34 metres, the damage is 30 to the head and 20 to the body. So you can see why this gun can feel like a bit of a pea shooter out, particularly at 34 metres, where you're doing 20 damage per bullets. So you'd have to hit 13 bullets originally to take a player down, now up to 15 bullets. If you consider the fact that you've only got 60 bullets in your mag, it's not exactly ideal, when you will be missing shots in between that as well. Though not too many, given how accurate this weapon is. And that's what we're actually going to focus on with the build. We're going to focus on making sure that weapon is just as accurate as possible, so you're consistently hitting shots. And that 891 rounds per minute is a really fast fire rate, so whilst you have to hit 15 rounds, you can hit them very quickly and take someone out. So on to the build. The first attachment, and it's going to get boring now if you've watched any of my other videos, same attachment that will always be recommended on pretty much every AR. It's going to be the monolithic suppressor. The reason for this is you get 20% more bullet velocity, 10% more range, at the cost of 21 seconds of ADS time. Of course, you also stay off the minimap, which is the main reason that we're using this. We don't want to get third-partied whilst playing. It does also massively reduce the amount of sound this weapon makes, so you'll also reduce the likelihood of being third-partied from other players hearing you shoot and deciding to run over. Which I find in Caldera, actually, with how open the map is quite a big deal. Because quite often I'll run a weapon with maybe subsonic rounds on a Vanguard weapon. And despite the fact I'm staying off the minimap, or the volume of what draws players in, and they can quickly come over and go for the third party. So this reduces both your sound and your appearance on the minimap, so it can be very useful. For the barrel, we're going to go for the Tempest Marksman barrel. This decreases vertical recoil by 20%, Also further increases our range by 33% and bullet velocity by 52%. The penalty for this is 42 millisecond ADS, massively destroys your hip fire, and also you get some movement speed decreases as well, around 3%. The main thing we do with this is we just want to keep that recoil down and also get our range as long as possible, because we don't want to have to hit more shots than we would usually need to, so might as well just get that range as long as we possibly can. Optics, again, same as usual, VLK 3 times, just to give us enough zoom to identify enemies at long range. At a minor penalty of only 21 milliseconds. We also get reductions to the vertical recoil of 11% and horizontal bounce of 20%. So yeah, it's actually helping with our recoil quite a lot. On the subject of reducing recoil, our fourth attachment is the Commando foregrip. A reduction of more movement speed, around 2%. We do get vertical recoil reduction of 6% and horizontal bounce reduction of 15%. This is great because it's reducing that horizontal by quite a lot in combination with the scope. So we're trying to get that horizontal bounce as low as possible because that's what's hard to control. If weapon recoils upwards, within reason, it can be pretty easy to control. But if a gun bounces side to side, it's a lot harder to adjust that on a mouse or controller. So you definitely want to try and get that as low as possible. And the final attachment is the 60-round magazine mentioned earlier, just for that extra 30 rounds, a 20 EDS penalty of 4 milliseconds, and a further movement speed reduction of around 3%. The thing that would really change now that the game has changed from 300 health, you kind of still keeping that recoil as low as possible, or pushing the range out as far as possible. The end result is you have a weapon that's not very mobile, but can come out a lot of damage pretty quickly. The ADS time has been decreased quite heavily with this attachment. It's now sitting at 334 milliseconds, but we can now input that maximum damage all the way up to 50 meters with a bullet velocity of 1,145 meters per second. This is over kind of the golden 1,000 meters per second mark, which will feel almost like a scan. You shouldn't need to leak shots too much, so you have fantastic bullet velocity, which makes it much easier again to hit shots. We reduced horizontal and vertical recoil by 32 and 33% respectively, so our gun has got almost no bounce whatsoever. Anyway, I'll leave you with the gameplay in the background. Just to see that to begin with, I don't think I have a massive number of kills, but I think we hit a point in the game where there's about 30 people left, and I've got 8 or 9 kills, and actually ended the game 11, 12 of these off before the end of the game, just hunting and going down. Just pay attention to how little the weapon recoils on almost all of these kills, not pulling back on my stick at all. When using many of the other guns, I'll come down on my stick to make sure that I reduce all that recoil down to the target. With the M13, there's almost no recoil at all. Just pay attention to that, see how little the weapon recoils, and I'll catch back up at the end for a popular judgment where I think this weapon sits in the meta. I hope you enjoy the gameplay.
Contract identified. on my position. Moving.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning for resupply. UAV is out of fuel. UAV is out of fuel. Returning for resupply.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Moving here. Bounty contract identified. Disregard that. I'll drive.
Gas is right on your tail. Bounty target has been marked. End them.
Moving. I need recon on my position.
UAV beginning flyover.
Moving. Relocating.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning for resupply.
Heading out.
Bounty target is down. Marvelous.
I need recon on my position.
UAV beginning flyover.
Moving here. Moving. I need recon on my position.
UAV beginning flyover.
Repositioning. Bounty contract identified. Relocating.
UAV is out of fuel.
Moving here.
Returning for resupply.
Bounty target is up. Take them down. Loading up. Get out and use this. Gas is moving in. New safe zone highlighted. Loadout drop on the way. Gas is inbound. Bounty target is down. Marvelous.
Relocating.
Stay sharp. Gas is moving in. New safe zone highlighted.
I need recon on my position.
UAV beginning flyover. UAV beginning flyover.
Losing ground. Move it.
Target right here. Requesting recon.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning
Moving
for
here.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning for resupply. UAV is out of fuel. Returning for resupply.
Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing in. Losing ground. Move it. Victory. This is what you trained for.
So, what do I think of the M13 after that game? Obviously, I'm delighted with it to get a 20 kill game, and you don't get 20 kill games in solos without the weapon being pretty decent. I still, however, think this probably isn't as good as the Kilo. It's probably slightly worse than the Grau I used. As for the Bruin, I think it depends on your playstyle, really. The Bruin definitely hits a lot harder, and you can put a lot more players down. But it's also not as controllable as the M13 is. So if you're maybe a newer player, struggle to get used to controlling recoil, not used to how hard you have to pull down the stick, then the M13 is definitely a weapon for you. In the 300 health era, I don't think that the M13 has a place in the top level of meta anyway. It's usable, but not high level. If you were to also play different game modes, trios, quads in particular, but maybe even duos, the M13 will not perform as well either, because you won't have enough bullets in your magazine to take down, 2 players, maybe 3 players of that team, as it does take 15 rounds just to down someone. And then you think about, you then got to use another 7 or 8 to get the finish. That's almost all of your bullets gone without even counting any misses. So you're not going to take down more than 2 people. So therefore, I don't think the M13 is going to be a particularly meta weapon. That said, I did definitely enjoy using it. And if you want a little bit of fun, or perhaps a little bit nostalgic towards the earlier Warzone days, I definitely recommend giving it a shot and just seeing what you think for yourself. I'd probably give this weapon overall 5-6 out of 10. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and if you have, please leave a like, and please sub, because I'm trying to release a lot more of these videos to get across to you how a lot of the older weapons perform. If you want to keep seeing those, please sub, and you'll definitely see those continuing from me. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the next one.